All right, my loves, welcome back to Tarot Truth 144. So, this is part of my journey series, okay? um, if you've seen the first one, you would know that the Fool was the first card to be colored in this new deck. I suggest going and seeing the first one, a little bit about me. The beginning of my journey. So I didn't even realize it whenever I started that other video that the Fool card was the first one out, and it's about taking a leap of faith, right? And that is everything that video was about. It was my leap of faith into the spiritual world and where it took me and led me, and it was a beautiful journey, okay? And so together I would like to finish this one off. This is the last portion of this one, and then we're going to move on to the Magician. So with the Magician card, I have been guided to speak about how I like to alchemize, right? So I took my leap of faith. I feel like y'all are doing the same thing. Okay, so I guess the High Priestess will be after this. But so the Magician, here it is. And alchemy is a big one of the Magician. Not just alchemy, but really understanding that magic is real, right? Your magic is real. I can't really see, but here we go. So alchemization, how I deal with things is, okay, so when I first started on my journey, to me, everybody was out to get me, right? I let things get to me. I let them sway my emotions and how I felt about the world around me. Everybody was an enemy. I got rid of a lot of people, which they were. They were not good for me, which is why I was feeling that way. Okay, and I went about this whole journey for the first couple of years, listening to readers, and they were telling me, hey, if you feel negative energy, you return that shit to sender. You cannot keep that energy, right? Which, I mean, they weren't wrong by any means. Not wrong at all. Just, as I got to ascend to higher levels, I started to realize stuff. I started to have more downloads and really broadening up my horizons, opening up my mind even more, and learning that there are many ways to do things, okay? And some things, I want to make this very clear, the way that I do things won't always work for everybody, okay? It's not for everybody the way I do things. So if it doesn't work for you, if you give it a shot the way I do it, and it doesn't work for you, do not sit there and start to wallow, oh my God, it's never gonna work, or she's just totally fucking wrong. Whatever that energy is that's coming through, don't completely disregard how I do things, because it might just not work out for you in particular. You might need to do things a little bit differently. You might need to tweak it a little bit differently the way I have for me and my journey. Right? Maybe that's what you need to do. You need to tweak things a little bit from the way that I do things, or from the way other readers and spiritualists do their things, right? That's what this journey is all about. It's advancing and learning new techniques, learning new crafts. It's a learning experience for all of us, okay? So the way I do return to senders is I transmute the energy. All right, I feel negativity coming towards me, or I'm in a negative space, feeling that way, very negative. Then what we do is I give it to my ancestors. All right, first of all, my dream team, the guides, angels, ancestors, the gods, God, whoever you believe in, okay? And that is another thing that I don't care what you believe in, as long as you believe in something higher than yourself, right? A higher power of some sort. That's all I ask. Believe that there's something bigger than you in the world, all right? And with that, I really feel like transmuting all that negative energy into love and light and then sending it back, returning it to the sender, is a much better way to go about things, personally, for me, okay? Maybe not for you. But the reason why I say that is, I was doing return to senders pretty heavily because I was just feeling that negative energy constantly. It was just yuck feeling to me. And then all of a sudden it hit me. I was like, you're not getting any better, Lisa. You're not fulfilling what you're set out to do, because you're being just as bad as who sent you this energy. You're returning negative energy to negative energy, and it's just going to continue the vicious cycle, right? And that set off that light bulb, and I was like, oh my gosh, you're right. You are absolutely right. I need to cut this out and start transmuting that negativity into love and light, and then send it back to them. And then sometimes, that doesn't really work, or I'm not feeling that vibe that I need to send it back to them, because sometimes it's just such nasty energy that I don't feel like it will be absorbed properly. Right? Because I feel sometimes returning it to sender is having them absorb love and light. Hopefully, sometimes it just won't happen. Sometimes it just won't happen that way because they're just so negative that it just bounces off, right? And I don't want that. I want it to stick. So if I feel like it's too negative, I'm like, you know what? Let's go ahead and send it to the universe instead, back to the universe, so that maybe that could be spread some more to those who really need that love and light, right? And then there's another way I also do it. If I'm feeling really depleted from said negative energy being sent to me, then I'm like, maybe I'll absorb it myself. I'll transmute it into love and light and give back to myself this time instead of giving back to everybody else, right? I want to feel love and light too. I don't want to feel negative. So I'll give it back to myself occasionally. But that is completely 100% up to you on how you do things. Now then, the next way to alchemize is and use your magical gifts that you so much deserve. Okay, you absolutely deserve this, and I'm so glad that you have it. But manifestation. Now then, sometimes in the beginning of our journeys, if you are new to the journey, not all of you are. A lot of you are veterans and you understand the mission and how to do things. And sometimes we get a little stuck, even if you are a veteran, even if you've been on the journey for a long time. Sometimes we get stuck, okay? And I'm sure if you have been on this journey for a while, you understand getting stuck happens. It's inevitable at some point in our lives. And what we got to do is just, look for different viewpoints. Oops, apologies for moving the camera, but we got to look at different viewpoints in order to figure out how to continue moving forward. And so here's that. So sometimes in your beginning of your journey, to manifest, what we are doing, sometimes just saying it in our heads isn't enough, right? We have to say it out loud. We have to speak the words. Now, negativity is also a manifestation. Okay, you need to be super and hyper aware of the words you are speaking out loud and within your own mind space. Okay, if you will be mindful of how you are speaking to yourself and to others in the world. I think it will help you out a lot. You know, we're not perfect. None of us are. I know I'm not. I am not perfect at this. I have my moments, and everybody does. Everybody has their moments where they are just 100% on the straight and narrow, just going with the flow, doing the damn thing, doing how they need to do it. And then all of a sudden, whoop, bloop, there's a little bump in the road, and we kind of regress a little bit backwards, and we're like, oh shit. And that is a part of alchemy as well, is realizing, hey, it's nobody else's fault but my own, right? Nobody did this to me. I just got out of alignment a little bit, and now it's time to get back on track. Realizing your own mistakes is very, very good, but learning from others before making said mistakes is even better. So that's why I am you might not really know how to speak your truth, is what I'm getting from my words getting jumbled in that fashion. Because I do a lot of cleansing. I cleanse my chakras, very heavily. That is something that I do on a daily basis, a lot of times before each of these readings, and that is another way to use your magic, my loves. Okay, is by cleansing. You need to cleanse in order to, pardon me. Cleansing is a very big thing when you are on this journey, because that in turn helps you to manifest and alchemize energies. So cleansing is a big part of your magical journey, but manifestation, the words you speak and how you speak them, are heavy with this. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it at that. That is how I alchemize and use my magic. Feel free to write down in the comments. 1, 2, 3, 4 is very relevant. If you made it this far, go ahead and in the comments just put 1, 2, 3, 4 to let me know that you made it this far. Please hit the like and the subscribe button, and also tell me about your journey. I'd love to hear how you have resonated with this and how your journey is going so far. I'd love to hear from you. All right, everybody. Until next time, peace.